Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Fumi and I have a special guest with me today, my baby girl. I've posted a few different videos on this channel about my pregnancy journey, and so this is the first time I'm having my baby girl in one of the videos, so I'm really excited. So today's video is about names that we loved and didn't go with for our baby girl. This time around, we did know we were gonna have a girl. The first time we were pregnant, we did not know the gender. So we had a bunch of different names, some more gender neutral names, some specific to gender names for our first pregnancy. But for this pregnancy, knowing we had a girl, we were able to kind of focus in on what type of girl names do we like. So I'm probably in a similar position as you guys are right now. If you are currently expecting or planning to have a baby soon and you're looking for names, I definitely was on YouTube watching these types of videos, so that's why I was excited to make a video like this today, so we can get started. I just want to preface this by saying that I know how stressful it can be to pick a name for your baby, so my best advice is to keep the name to yourself. Keep a name or a couple different names to yourself, so that when you meet your baby, you'll know exactly what you want to call him or her. For me, I didn't know the gender for my first baby, so that was super easy to do. But for my second baby, knowing the gender, oh my goodness, there was just like a flood of opinions. Whenever I shared a name, it was like, oh, that's the name I want for my baby. Or it was like, oh, I don't really like that name. And I really shouldn't have even opened the door for that because it stressed me out. So my best advice is come up with your list of names, keep it to yourself, keep it with to your let your partner in on it and stuff, but no one else really needs to know. And when you have your baby, you'll meet your baby and you'll know exactly what to name your baby. So I just want to give that as a quick tip before I jump in. So the first name on my list, I want to say that my last name starts with an S. So me and my husband were thinking of a couple S names so that we could do like an SS type of situation. So the first name that we really liked was Sienna. Um, we really liked the name Sienna. I feel like it's more of a popular name now, but you could definitely nickname like Cece. Um, I think that's probably the only nickname I can really think of with Sienna, but the meaning of Sienna is old or ancient, one from Siena. I think Siena's in Italy, and yeah, we have no relation to Italy, so we felt like we want to choose a name that has like a meaning that we really like, so we X'd Sienna. Um, Another name that we really liked was Ruby, and I know this is like an older name. I think a lot of people growing up had a grandma named Ruby, so it's from like a different generation. It's not super popular this day and age, but I went to like a praise and worship seminar, and there was a verse that was posted. It was like, God loves us more than rubies, or God's children are precious as rubies, or something like that. I don't know exactly the verse, but when I heard the word rubies, I was like, oh my gosh, like Ruby would be such a pretty name. And so I put that on my list, and the meaning is precious stone. But we didn't end up going with Ruby for many reasons. But yeah, I still really, really like the name. The next name that we really liked was Monet, and Monet is a name that I don't really hear often. I've heard it more recently, like in a TV show, there was a girl named Monet. I believe there's a popular artist named Monet, and I just really like that name. It just comes off the tongue really easy, and the meaning is to be heard, and I think that that is such a beautiful meaning for a name. So I still might keep that in my back pocket for maybe a future daughter. We'll see. The next name that we really liked was Zora. And I think that this name is becoming a lot more popular. The meaning of Zora is light or dawn. And it's kind of funny because in my culture, we do a baby naming ceremony, and those closest to you get to also choose a name for your baby. It's not like a legal name, but you put it in like the baby's baby book. And one of my sisters chose the name Dawn for her. So it's funny that like we didn't choose Zora as the name we went with, but it means dawn, and she still got the name Dawn. So funny. Okay, the next name that we really liked was Amelia, and I really, really like this name. I feel like it just sounds so delicate. The meaning of the name is industrious and hardworking, so it's funny that like such a delicate sounding name means something so like strong. But we didn't end up going with that name, but we really, really like it. Like, I still love the name Amelia, and I actually recently met an Amelia, and she is strong. So the name suits her for sure, and that also might be a future baby's name. Who knows? The next name we really liked, going back to the whole S, like trying to find an S name, we liked the name Savannah. And Savannah is definitely becoming like more of a popular name. A lot of people like the nickname Sav, which I really like the nickname Sav too. And that means the name means flat grassy plain. And I mean, my husband's from Ghana and I'm from Nigeria, so in Africa we see a lot of flat grassy plains, but we just didn't feel connected to that meaning, so we didn't end up going with that name. The next name we really liked was Panina. Panina just sounds posh to me. It just sounds like it's giving luxury. And the meaning of the name is pearl or coral. So I really like the meaning. I think it's really, really sweet and precious. But I think in the States they have a place called Panera Bread. And they sell a lot of paninis there. And I just didn't really want anyone to like make fun of her and call her Panini because her name is Panina. Like, I don't know. I thought of a whole story in my head while I was pregnant. When you're pregnant, you're thinking crazy. So anyways, I X'd the name because I was just like, I didn't want that confusion. So yeah, didn't go with that name, but I think it's very pretty. Okay, so the next name that we really liked was Cleo, and Cleo I think was a popular name like back in the day, but I haven't really heard of any Cleos more recently, and the meaning is to praise, and I think that's a very beautiful meaning, and so we didn't end up going with the name, but I think it's still a really, really pretty name. And the last name that we loved but we didn't end up going with is Emily, and we didn't go with the basic spelling of Emily, which I think is Emily. We wanted to do Emeli. And the meaning of that name actually is rival and industrious. And we were like, wait, what? Like, we know so many Emilys. Like, is that what the meaning is for all these Emilys? Like, what? All of the Emilys we know are spelled the normal way, but yeah, we just were like kind of confused, so we didn't end up going with that name because we didn't love the meaning per se. So now this brings us to what we actually ended up naming our baby girl. So we ended up choosing the name Kezia, and Kezia is spelled Kezia. This name is actually something that Obed, like my husband and I, discussed while we were dating, that we really liked this name. So we just kind of had it in our minds. It was at the top of the list actually once we found out we were having a girl, but we didn't share it with anybody, and we were also still like open to suggestions. Like, we were still open, even though we really felt like the name Kezia was really special to us. So the meaning of the name Kezia, it has a couple different meanings, and we love all of them. But Kezia is one of the daughters of Job in the Bible. So after all that stuff happens to Job, God blessed him with 3 girls. Um, and one of the babies' names was Kezia. And one of the other daughters' names was Jemima. And his sister's name is Jemima. And so we felt like, oh, okay, that's a cool little sign. So we were thinking, okay, that's a cool sign. So that's one. The meaning of Kezia also is sweet scent. And I'm a perfume girly. I like a sweet scent. So we also like that too. Did I wake you up? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay. Before she wakes up, I will finish this video. And then, yeah, I forgot to mention that in relation to the Job story, that Job's daughters were known to be the most wonderful and beautiful women in the land, and no women were as lovely as his daughters. And I just loved that. I was like, I'm gonna have a lovely daughter, so that's perfect. And the last meaning of Kezia is the cassia tree, and that stands for strength and durability. So we still got that strong aspect in her name. So strong, sweet, and lovely. So that is why we chose the name Kezia. And Kezia can also be spelled with an H at the end, but we chose not to do the H. And it can also be pronounced Keziah, and we chose not to pronounce it that way. So we chose Kezia, and I think it is perfect for her. And when we met her, we were like, yep, that's your name. So I hope you guys all loved this video. Make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I hope to have more content similar to this on my channel. So have a great day, and good luck to you guys that are picking your baby's names. I hope you find the perfect name for your baby. Bye.